G'day guys, welcome back to StatChat Sports. You're here with me, Josh. I've got Tazza and Steve on the call for our weekly AFL podcast. BT demoted to the twos this week, but fellas, it doesn't matter. We're going to crack straight into it with our regular segment, hits, misses, and hold fire. We're looking for one team that had an excellent week and was a big hit, one team that was a complete miss, and a team that we're still not sure about. We just need to wait a little bit more time, see what we're dealing with. Steve, over to you. The hit. Who do you like this week?
It was a bit of a tough choice, to be honest, for me this week, but I settled on Melbourne this week.
Is that just because you picked them to go undefeated? Is that why?
No.
No. You're just trying to pump yourself up, aren't you? Surely.
It might look that way, but no. I mean, you've given them a little bit of stick the last couple of weeks because they've not quite formed to their premiership best last season. But this weekend, they looked $1 million. Just the players in that team that can just win them the game. Like each individual player could just about make a play and win them that game. Easy. Maxi Gawn, best ruckman in the comp, hands down. Petrarca's the best player in the comp for me. And then they all put on a display, and that's what helped them absolutely destroy the Giants. So
I think the big thing for the Demons, and that's been my only reservation, is they're still so reliant on that contested footy, which obviously is their main strength. But if one of those guys goes down, if Gawn, Petrarca, or Oliver goes down, that's a huge hit for that team. But at the moment, look, they're flying. They look $1 million, Tazza. It's hard to see anybody getting close to them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're in second gear, yet they're still cruising over. Every team has a bad day, but it seems even though when Melbourne don't have their good days, they're on.
I think one of the other things that's been really good about this team, and something that's got a little bit of press in the media over the last week or so, is the wingers. Steve, it might be the year that we actually get a wingman genuinely picked in the All-Australian team, because Ed Langdon, he's looking $1 million. His work rate is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be nice to see. I know you always talk about how fraud the All-Australian is in terms of not picking players in certain positions just to get certain names in, but yeah, it'd be nice to see a Langdon in there for the wing spot. He's a gun. So, and since he's moved to Melbourne, he's made the right decision there, obviously. So
yeah, I like it. That's a good hit, a solid hit. I think we've done well there, fellas. The miss. It's over to me. I got to fill in for BT this week, but I can guarantee I know where he would have been going. And that is with the terrible display on Good Friday from our team, the West Coast Eagles. They were an absolute stinker, fellas. I was at this game. I don't live in Perth. I live 4 hours out of Perth. I drove to Perth to watch this game of football, and I tell you what, some of the worst football you will ever see. It was disgusting, Tazza.
I was at the game too, and all you could do is shake your head at some points. It's just basic skill errors. I mean, you talk about whether the game plan was there or not, but the basic skill errors, there were guys like proper, decent, like nailed best 22 guys just not showing up all night. I mean, one of the most reliable guys in that team for me, Liam Duggan, I saw him doing real basic crap, and that's when I just knew it just really wasn't their night. They were falling apart everywhere. Was it 56-0, I think, before they put on their first point?
It's the longest that a team has gone scoreless since, I think, 1999. Steve, nothing was happening. The ball movement wasn't there. The effort and the work rate for me was just deplorable.
Unfortunately, it seems to be becoming a bit of a theme. And I mean, for me, the big thing is I think they need to seriously reconsider who they are classifying as the superstars. Because who did they had Shuey, Yo, Kelly as well, all come back, and they're your superstars. And they did absolutely nothing to help that team as well. So, and you're taking out the young kids in the team who put in as good a performance as they can for the last few weeks anyway. We saw it last year as well with them. They played these younger players because of injuries or COVID or whatever, and they played well. And then they brought the superstars back in, and then it all fell apart again. So I don't know.
They looked underdone too. That was the worst thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Yo and Kelly all looked underdone. Shuey, you barely saw him half the night. It just strikes me as ridiculous as you've gone and won a game at Marvel against Collingwood. Play the hot hand. I mean, you're not challenging for a top 8 spot. You might as well get games into the kids. You've come off a win, and you're playing underdone veterans. Yeah,
a game plan needs a rethink as well. I've been saying this for a couple of years. It's become stagnant. It's become outdated. Banking on Nat Nui to try and win the hit out and win the contested footy. The midfield's not winning contested footy. They were minus 37 in contested possessions on the weekend. That's unacceptable. Inside 50s, down 36. They just couldn't get the ball past the wing. Serious questions need to be asked this team. I'm not happy. I don't think Eagle supporters in general are happy with what's going on and the direction that it looks like the team's going at the moment. Just not good enough.
I did watch the fourth quarter. Stopped at 3/4 time. Went and did something else better with my time.
Yeah.
There were plenty of supporters walking out of that game. I don't know if you saw the video, but there was halfway through the second quarter, Eagle supporters packing up, hitting the freeway, hitting the Grand Farmer freeway home, and it's like, nah, had enough. Just couldn't hack it.
I did see your video. I saw your video
yeah.
at halftime, Tazza, of the Oz Kickers, and saying they put in a better effort than the Eagles. Not a bad shout.
There was some players in there. I reckon they might get a run soon.
We might be picking high in the draft, so we're going to be keeping an eye on them. Tazza, over to you. Hold fire. We're looking for a team that we just need to reserve judgment on a little bit. Let's not overreact too much.
I'm going to look at Geelong this week. It seems I'm always picking the upset of the week with this segment, but I think we need to look at where these two teams sit within their game plan. Geelong are a very uncontested mark, ping it around, whereas you've got Hawthorn who are run and gun chaos ball.
Yeah.
They go into that Richmond mold. Hawthorn had way too much for them today in terms of young, energetic guys running through that midfield versus your old 28 to 30 bracket guys that just want to pinpoint passes. And when it doesn't work, the Hawthorn chaos ball was just winning out.
They're struggling to win the ball in the middle there with that older brigade. They lost the contested possession count by 26, and that's even with Hawthorn's number one ruckman, Ned Reeves, going down in the first quarter. So how do you reason with that?
That team has been so set up in the way they play in that uncontested marking style for so long. It's almost takes not a rebuild, but a complete restructure of that team. And I don't think Geelong are in a position with their demographic to do that. So they're kind of just having to try and beat teams at their own game. It's very one-dimensional for them.
But we are holding fire on them, Tazza, so we're not really putting a nail in them. I think they're still definitely a finals contender, and the question really is, are they going to finish in the top four? And I think, realistically, they definitely still can.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team full of stars. They've still got, like, real talent throughout that squad. Dangerfield has barely been cited, considering what he's done in previous years. We haven't seen a hell of a lot from him. Yeah, Cameron and Hawkins have been doing really well this season. Not a hell of a lot coming through that team in terms of youth. It's been well documented that they've traded away most of that. I think they're a top 8 team, but not top 4.